Okay, good afternoon. We are from the LAX 47, Group 43, Poetic Society. I'm Kait, this is Sharif, Wan, Haziq, and this is Zai. Today we are going to talk about the topic that we chose last week, which is depression, and the poem that we're going to discuss. The name of the poem is Demon of Darkness.
Demon of darkness. She stood on the bridge in silence and fear, for the demons of darkness had driven her here. They cut her heart right out of her chest, making her believe that the demons knew best. They were always there, sometimes just out of sight, waiting in the background till the time was right. These demons were destructive, knocking down the life she knew, hating everything about her. She hated herself too. These demons can't be seen, but they are far from fairy tales. They live inside your mind. Their evilness prevails. So on the bridge she stood, about to end of the fight. Then she stopped and thought, I'll fight them one more night. Thank you.
So from the first paragraph, I will re-sentence it. She stood on the bridge. So on what I understand from that line is, this girl, she is standing on a rail of the bridge. Or on the other meaning, maybe it's just a pathway from a bright side to a dark side for me, because it's a bridge, is a connection from one thing to another thing. So this bridge is meaning a pathway from a bright side to a dark side. The second line, in silence and fear. So this girl is sitting on that bridge, not going anywhere, sitting there in silence and fear. She's alone, no one there. It's so quiet there, no one with her. So it's a very silence, and some people will fear of darkness because the place was so dark on the bridge. Okay, so the next thing is for the demons of darkness. So in my opinion, there's these demons that were said here is a very evil demons that sitting or maybe it's inside of someone, an inside demons that guide to depression. So these demons that guide her to going to the dark side of the bridge, or maybe to a depression because she's standing on the rail of the bridge for a suicide attempt for me. So had driven her here. The place that driven her is the bridge. These demons drive these girls or this woman to that bridge, so these girls can go to the dark side or maybe can attempt the suicide.
I like the use of the word bridge in this paragraph because for me, bridge means a lot of meaning in these poems. For example, you can always see a bridge as something that is not stable. So just like the mind of someone that's going through depression, so they're not stable, they can go through some certain phase that they would attempt something that will be harmful to themselves.
I also like to symbolize the word demons, as in there's a demons inside of you, where there's actually you are talking to yourself, going to the bridge as to commit suicide or fight. Maybe something like that.
But just the self, right?
So on the second paragraph, they cut her heart right off her chest, meaning that for personally, I think that this present about the Satan speaks to her, like persuade her to kill herself or anything bad things that make her do. Okay, so that's why it said that making her believe that the demons knew best, meaning that the voices that she heard is the Satan said that the God had already left her out, and not noticing her and make her fall into the deep depth of what we said there in the hole. Just like Olga already didn't want to help her. That's why the Satan told her that said that she should give herself towards demon, because demon is better. For me to think like that. That's why she lost all her hopes and will not what we call that already lost hope in God's blessing.
For me, I left the word day over there. So the day in the this first line of the second paragraph is referring to the demons that whispering to her to do something. Or maybe these demons cut the heart of the girl by themselves. It means that these demons telling these woman to not fall, to feel that love is sick, to feel that happiness is sick, so that this girl feels like, oh, this is all heartless, because it's feeling so deep inside, so sad.
I also love the word they because they might symbolize the social life that she lives, her environment. So they, which is the people around her, maybe stand for the demons that is whispering in her mind.
Third paragraph.
Third paragraph. They were always there, sometimes just out of sight. That means the demon that is the phrase like the demon that is depression is always been in everyone's heart. Every person has the depression, but maybe we don't know we have a depression or not. Everybody has depression. That means not everybody has a big depression. Everybody has small, sometimes has medium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you're waiting in the background, so that means depression is always there. That means waiting for trigger.
Just waiting the moment.
Just waiting for the moment,
The right
situation, the right moment to be
To burst it out.
to burst out, to be expressed in the feeling of the person. Till the time was right. That is mean by the burst, when the time was right, at the perfect moment, at the perfect situation, the depression will come out and then will affect the person's emotion.
So it shows that this person is holding a really big what we call that a depression, a big thing in her heart.
Big problem.
A big problem. So the person already reached her limit.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the limit.
It's just waiting for some scenario or some event in someone's life, like if they lost something that they value so much, and that the moment when the depression is gonna really come out, and show on the person. So the fourth paragraph. So you want to say?
I'm the fifth paragraph.
Oh, okay. So the fourth paragraph. These demons were destructive, knocking down the life she knew, hating everything about her. She hated herself too. So one thing that is, if you look at every lines of this paragraph, these demons were destructive. So these demons, I would look demons as the depression itself. So it is destructive, like literally destructive. So depression will cause someone to be not as functional as how they usually do in their routine in their life. So this will affect how they live through their life every day, every single day. They may not be able to work as efficient as they used to be. Students that is so passionate about the courses that they've been taking will lose interest in the courses, things like that. This will lead to the destruction of the person's life, literally. So, and then knocking down the life she knew, hating everything about her, she hated herself too. So when the depression comes and being showed up in the person. So everything that she thought she knew will be something like she feels like it's not real anymore. Something that had been crumbling and crumbling down. So this is from the cause of the depression too. And then hating everything about her. This is pretty common with people that is having depression. The one of the major symptoms someone's having a depression is when they say that they hate their life. So this is what the usually causing to commit suicide, and that is also implied in the final line of the paragraph. She hated herself too. So yeah.
So on the fifth paragraph, on the first line stated that these demons can't be seen. So yes, depression we cannot be seen. It is hurt by the mind, where some physical you can see blood in your hands, something like that. But these demons can't be seen means some people take it lightly, where depression is not real for some others, but actually it is. So hence the second line stated that but they are far from fairy tales. Means they are actually, depression do exist, and some people take it lightly. They live inside your mind, their evilness prevail. So depression always inside everyone. So I can say that some people might bottle it up till they reach their limits, and then when they let's say like the bottle blow, so that's where they do something they did not expect, something like self-harm, something like that. So their evilness is prevailed.
So for me, I think the line, these demons can't be seen, it's just this ghost is actually, there's nothing inside him. There's no demons. It's just herself that is thinking of that thing too much. Is taking the thing so serious. So actually she's thinking too much. So when something happens, she will think like, oh, I can't do this. It's not the demons actually for me. It's just the...
You become paranoid.
Yeah, it's paranoid of himself or herself. There's nothing inside, it's just herself talking to herself actually.
I like this stanza where the poet used far from fairy tales. The word far right there is like you're saying that it's far from fairy tale, but it's actually near to yourself. So like it is inside you. So you can't run from it, but you can treat it some way, you know? Because yes, the word far is really deep in there. It is far from fairy tales, but it means true, but also at the same time it is close to yourself, like it's inside you. So is that it for paragraph 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move on to the final paragraph. So the paragraph is like this. So on the bridge she stood, about to end the fight. Then she stopped and thought, I'll fight them one more night. For me personally, this is a good way to end the poem. Like usually how people with depression end their misery, their you know, all the things that they have been going through, all the pain that they've been through, by committing suicide, like ending their life so that they don't have to think about it anymore. But the thing is, if you're being in the shoes of someone that's having depression, if you think about it, when you end your life, what about the people around you, like your family, your friends, your beloved ones? They will actually feel the effect much greater than how you were experiencing through your depression, because there's a lot of ways that you can do to overcome depression, like go to psychiatry or get some counseling, something like that. So instead of ending the fight, instead of ending your life right there at that moment, why don't you stop, relax, take a moment to think about everything, and give some appreciation to yourself. Think about the good things that have been going through in your life. Does that worth to be erased just because of some things that may be great for you, like you lost something very you love so much, but does it worth it to end it right there just because of that one particular thing? For
Yeah.
me,
Yeah, I think when then she stopped and thought, that means everybody has a chance. Everybody has a chance to change their life. So don't ever give up in your life just because of a small issue that leads to the depression. We need to think bigger in the future. So that's when we always have multiple ways to solve
Find solution.
to solve solution to solve the problem.
Things I like about the ending, you stated something like self-help is not the only way for you to end your depression. You can seek help, you can fight for another day.
It's not the only way. It's not the way.
Yeah,
It's not the way.
It's not the way, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, most of the people that are facing this depression do stupid things like cutting their self. At that moment, they only feels a little bit satisfied, but the next day you will feel it bigger. For me, the stanza state that surrendering yourself to ending your life is not a good way to end your problems and solve your problems, right? So I think by facing this, to counter the depression, we should seeking advice and all. I think the best counselor is our parents or our siblings, family.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything about the poem. The title was once again "Demons of Darkness." It tells a lot about how depression is had been happening in a person and how the person really feel about it. It's like a demon and in darkness and all that. So I think this week is a pretty good discussion about the issue of depression, the global issue of depression. And this is a good poem, I'd say. So we'll see next week for another topic, maybe climate change or poverty, depends.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.